Kwakuma mention asem free Messi in sensem no. After one Laporta day in 72 just say Barcelona from penny for decided say omo the new Spotify company Barcelona for etimiye Messi statue edisiwo na ebuana Messi so omo hye nanimonyam no ababe ye nsem bebree e Barcelona no power de ho nsem bebree bai. According to one Laporta or say the Spotify company na Barcelona for baba bisi no omo try say ombetimaye Messi a club legend ne statue edisiwo na omo help design ombe yusu omunya design ni wia ombe try say ombe be engage Messi ana Messi abusua se omugi tuma na afede omatimi e de Messi ne statue no de asiwo e wo Barcelona eye Spotify company na omo ye nsiesie wo ho no. I think oye Barcelona fan what is our story we are menya sure say orebe ho when beji say a long last club legend kesiye te say Messi Barcelona for decided say ombe anane kesiye pa abron betima unveil ni statue e wo Barcelona stadium ho kwaku in 2009 ana Barcelona mpanyimfo unveil Cucurella ne statue e wo Barcelona oye club legend kesiya Barcelona etro history untimi nyi Cucurella emfem free de obeye ma Barcelona from 1951 eba 1961 as a player then as a coach ye etro Barcelona history ye di Cucurella edin edi shape in 2019 Barcelona mpanyimfo sa unveil Johan Cruyff ne statue e wo Barcelona omo company ho enobi bia o follow Barcelona bia nim say ye ka Johan Cruyff ye tro Barcelona bakosem a untimi nyini mfem free how obesisa anyoma wo Barcelona as a player as a coach philosophy identity a Johan Cruyff edema Barcelona e ka hu bi anene Barcelona edidi Johan Cruyff ne philosophy ho on the building the 14 pillars of Cruyff edema Barcelona omudi swa I say Barcelona ababe one of the best clubs e wo wiase enti say Barcelona for e unveil Johan Cruyff ne statue it make a lot of sense because of the Obayama Barcelona. And it's a what check Cucurella, what check you and Cruyff. Say ene one Laporta say another player was say ye timidin a statue edisi Barcelona Spotify company wa e Messi akwa to me it make a lot of sense. Nyansa e wo mbebre say Barcelona decide some be sade and diama Messi. Say o tro Barcelona bakosema there is no way so betime you Messi dey free. Barca abakosem no entimi nya complete without Messi obi eni ho beka Barcelona ombo Messi din ewu enti se ye ka the history of Barcelona Messi a history no untimi nyim fam free Messi de wabeye wa Barcelona no e ma Barcelona history no eye rich uye ni free wa Messi na nkasa as a player na brabo no Barcelona ka ho se Messi tinase na otro ono ankasa na brabo a ontimi nyi Barcelona mfam free how our Barcelona for be fa no akraketua from Argentina omode ne ba Barcelona bobo nim ne first contract omma ne sign wo paper napkin so at the time a Messi e yare na ontimi engro ye how our Barcelona eboa Messi e ma fide yare na e ha no nyina na sutwa ye omutimi enro no e wo La Masia ne first game edema Barcelona senior side na achievements ne records and the last game e wo Barcelona Messi susu no or count one kasa life story a Barcelona e play key role e wo Messi ankasa life story enti kwaku Barcelona ne Messi de e 5 and 6 untimi ntro Barcelona bakosem abra obeyi Messi efrim ana Messi susu untimi ntro na bakosem obeyi Barcelona susu efrim enti e two parties a omo nyina no omo na ba bi faako ba onim se kwan a Messi fa so free Barcelona na anya Barcelona for supporters no dodo na ade by unim the major reason why sene one Laporta say I was say omoye statue de Messi I was the new Spotify company at asum unim the reason the first reason why it make a lot of sense Messi ni historic influence if it is here at Barcelona there is no single player ni historic influence ebro Messi so yete Barcelona in 1899 ebesine player bien wa or say historically ni influence I was so saying Barcelona Kwaku yete Barcelona besine. Player ben abo matches dodo padi ama Barcelona Messi. Yete Barcelona why na ashe goals kese ye di ama Barcelona eye Messi. Yete Barcelona why na agi nkuru wa kese obebo Messi din. Individual records wa La Liga eye why Messi. Individual records ewo Europe eye Messi. Individual records ewo international level eye Messi. Ye ka awards a emu edu ewo wiase a de waje kese e de enimonyam aba Barcelona eye why eye Messi. So Messi historic influence yete Barcelona no single player and what's our influence in Barcelona SM Messi. So to me the first reason why you make a lot of sense in Barcelona one Laporte am so be statue de Messi no Messi historic influence over Barcelona no single player and what's for say Messi.
Come a question and person me bisa say Joan Cruyff and Messi omumienu why na what better legacy e Barcelona.
On say you and Cruyff no the coaching e kan ho.
But yen kan nyina mfamfo. Because Cruyff say Messi so abo yes be bree.
On say e ba sa no so onye fair to Messi.
Okay.
Because you and Cruyff no obe coach Barcelona. E yo no ana La Masia ho no. Na La Masia ho ne ho no. E ye mfuo nuoma na na mu di gu ho. E ye you and Cruyff ana be ye so mo mfanya academy. Eye Johan Cruyff and try say total football no mo ball Netherlands no omo mfambra Barcelona eye on na be building the dream team omo dominate European football for the first time enti de ma Johan Cruyff mo Barcelona amfani si from na apart from football no coaching aspect ne ka ho so say o de Johan Cruyff de na e ba Messi a onye fair to Messi because Messi on be ye coach mfama Barcelona eye ball no anama Messi legacy na ye kese.
You also agree say Messi ball na all ball no aton Barcelona globally.
Oh, but
beyond football, no crano. He said the influence of the total football on the Barcelona game. Messi as an individual, we born now all born so Messi, I carry Barcelona D. I could be and Canena Andrew.
I want to hear my second point.
Okay.
After sa historic influence, now me say no single Barcelona player, and a historically influence also say Messi no. The second point I make a lot of sense. Say Barcelona ebe yes adi ndiama Messi no. The global impact and brand.
Very well.
Yet Barcelona. There is no single player globally. What Barcelona brand say Messi. Messi also see akan. How I will grow ye. Ne ball na obo. E we asiba accepting no. Eba ma Messi be ye global icon. Sa Messi global icon na wa ba be ye no. E making sure say ebe man nkofo bebre na ba be support Barcelona. At the brands be brave eba Barcelona financially ebo Barcelona bobuku no meji to mu say at the time ana Barcelona that form Barcelona for ko fa Ronaldinho be ma Barcelona be ya akono ema nipa dodo na be support Barcelona bobuku no ba kwaku sa global impact Messi wo Barcelona no me hu play obi and apart from historic influence no ni global impact I was so saying any Barcelona player then identity or the Barcelona. We are talking about Messi who defining an era. Where's our longevity no? Yabo Barcelona pe when na yebo ni din. Messi din an yebo. Na nsempo kra Barcelona Messi nsi ankama Barcelona no. Oko Barcelona official store. Omo da so ton Messi jesi anko photo ni bebre. Enti kwaku sa work the factors we nyina about together. I think say one Laporte mo. Ade no person ye de ma Messi no. It make a lot of sense and
statue nkwa
and I make a statue ni kra is by for now no
say you want crave you move on the stadium kakra and nkwara ni use
and I make sure say on say if you want answer ni akotu so for once or me decide so be sade no me wogidie say omo onoma kese krompe so me ye de she Messi ni monyam because Messi deserve sade because Messi legacy no inspire future generation both players then supporters so to me it make a lot of sense for Barcelona so be sad no Messi die Barcelona minim player or also say Messi I just say for be ba be twa die Messi aye no but for now you take Barcelona die Barcelona ye Messi kwaku World Cup qualifiers no qualification no e bi course be bree e wo bi brem na Europe ma me sha se mfam free Africa die no on say so far 9 countries from Africa e can qualify e die wie abro mo top your group. So na e was set teams so mudi second no na omo points na wo soro no omo kobo playoffs enu aye witness 2 games Nigeria SA 4-1 against Gabon and Cameroon elusu 1-0 against DR Congo. Ma men sha say free Nigeria game no Se one share game ni bia Kwaku beka se Nigeria for no enya total dominance over Gabon because of the 4-1 score line. I just say one share bi score line bit me deceive. Now a very close game. Though say Nigeria e win ye. Ade abo Nigeria omu take advantage ni say Nigeria for ability to create a lot of chances. And no and a separate you among Gabon because between these two sides, na Nigeria for ability so to create chances no. I was through Bebree SN Gabon national team no. And Nigeria for share with a strong and a good squad. Omo line up omo de share no. Top players ni nyina bobu. Ademola Lookman boy, Victor Osimhen boy, indeed the boy, Olise Iwobi and Dems. Start top guys ni nyina si kind of Nigeria. But the first 45 minutes nanka was a Nigeria killing game no. The first half it was all about Nigeria. Nigeria dominated Gabon for in the first department of the game. First half no adia Nigeria for decided somebody any say. Omo be force Gabon for amoma move centrally. No more Nigeria for not taking advantage over the wide areas. No more your crosses Jaba because two players they leading Nigeria for attack. Aya Adams and a Victor Osimhen no. So your crosses now your long balls are. In terms of a high balls no, on betima picky. So the first half, I did Nigeria for decided somebody say, in no attacking build up no, I was seeing your numbers are centrally. So on first phase of build up in the midfield, omu benya branch friend say indeed, and Olise Iwobi, I was the first phase in their midfield, and te indeed and Olise Iwobi, and as a Nigeria for a year build up, omu first phase number say. Then the second phase of build up no, a Lookman and as a Chukwueze. Kwa kuminu mienu say Ademola Lookman and as a Chukwueze. Omo pebo omo pe rings ne mo. By end first half no ade Nigeria use ni say na mse na omo pe numbers in the midfield. Anytime you be omo build up no, omo Ademola Lookman and Samuel Chukwueze e move centrally e be the second phase of omo build up in the midfield. Na Victor Osimhen and Adams lead the final line no e we nim ho. So omo attack bia in the first half. No munya numbers indeed wo ho. Olise Iwobi wo ho, Adams wo ho, Lookman wo ho, Samuel Chukwueze and Victor Osimhen. And the force Gabon for ne say omo brem finfin. And the creative spaces, Edema team and friends in Nigeria. Omu a fullbacks, you know, Bright Samuel on the right side, and a Sanusi on the left side, and Omoye crosses, you know. So first half alone, Nigeria has 6 shots on target. And Tinanka was a first half, no, Nigeria 4 killing game, no. But was not idea Nigeria for ne lacking, you say, Omuntimi and utilize omo chances, you know. First half, Nigeria 4. Chances about no also utilize it. Messi and a Gabon so goalkeeper no first half no. A crucial saves with power. Victor Osimhen saves with team here no. So first half no was all about Nigeria. And your bar second half no. Gabon be take over. And kwakunim de ma Gabon take over no. The performance of Mario Lamina in the second half. In the second half, Mario Lamina be dominated the midfield. Once na indeed the kind the yellow card. And tina fi indeed intimi emphasize aggression in Nigeria. And Mario Lamina ebe take over in the midfield for Gabon. In the second half, Gabon and dominate here. Don't say Gabon for a mistake. And Nigeria for a punish you. But now which born na second half Gabon for ne bona na bibia show say on bet match you can and the same Mario Lamina ebe nya sago ni de ma Gabon for require 1-1. But you extra time no. And team and friends Nigeria take over. But you be game no. Sa 90 minutes no. Okay, Victor Osimhen opportunity no. Sa opportunity ne ba ni kwaku nim se sanka Nigeria efrima anka Victor Osimhen nko Nigeria fo ni beku no.
Kwame.
Un se obi anim se Victor Osimhen ye clinical. Enti oni goalkeeper. Either say ube beat goalkeeper no. Ube place ni ye ana Victor Osimhen kwase no. Enti pressure ba no so ano trendy. But the good thing here say extra time no ana Victor Osimhen be share 2 goals. Editing anim so what check two countries now. I believe Nigeria for no me better than Gabon. Nigeria for deserve. Cameroon so elusu 1-0 against DR Congo. Kwaku game back one ni padodo na wogidi ese Cameroon be wini because of individual form na Cameroon individual players be enya obi te se Carlos Baliba form a owum e Brighton Mbuemo form owum e Manchester United so no mo hope se on betime use sa players ne form no e dey qualify e dey akwa the final. By yebe pen game na no and a branch friend say Mbemba enya the winning goal e dey ma DR Congo. Kwaku Cameroon for ankasa blame mu ho. Few opportunities e buy no o meant me utilize it and football no a true stage be saying your moments are very important. Moment ne ba capitalize o moment no. Enti Cameroon for ankasa moment ne buy no meant me utilize it. kakra na DR Congo nyae no ana baako na Mbemba epem de she etimi de ball no to atenem no and many age de ama Mbemba unim the reason why unim say enra na eye no 100 game edema DR Congo national team ni DR Congo national team Mbemba wabo games ne nko 100 on a year most capped player e DR Congo history. There is no single player wabo more matches abra wo she DR Congo and national team jersey no. And the man make kind of pay, 2015 AFCON. Yako AFCON in 2015, one country and now on more players or more form was DR Congo. Robert Kidiaba. Goalkeeper no she go na no the top pim form no. Ombenya Kasusula. Kasusula. And ombenya Imbukani. Yannick Bolasi. Na Mbemba Kasa squad no. And to upe player bakwa was some DR Congo manager. Na yo no entienra obo 100 game. Ediama ne country senya agua ama ma qualify to the final no ye head ye Sunday omne Nigeria ba kwesi so Africa nenra Nigeria ana DR Congo so eko uko Europe so a kakra bi me share France a game on boy 4-0 against Ukraine me no ka say France so qualify e dey call FIFA World Cup 2026 a omo atop your group o ma qualify a omo nya 13 points e was our group nim kwaku uche group na e so clear say France for ebe qualify enra Mbappe able 2 goals say wenya 400 goals e won a career mu a I think e good for Mbappe by kwaku adenti no obi anka Michael Olise asem born na Michael Olise body season no for Bayern and for French national team eyam ne yasen conform for big recognition and from Michael Olise onim say no game no say France for be attack biana creativity ni nyina was Michael Olise. Enra de na obo the left side edema Ukraine no. Michael Olise tete no. En ade ba kwa mekwakumani age Michael Olise ni say na ability so betima affect game. Se player timi affect game a ojebo a or authority and power. Enti otimi create otimi shego. And Michael Olise jebo on the right side. Right wing row ho. Otimi affect game. Obkati inside about right side on so half space or influence game no and they say an ability I say ultimate influence game no osro in terms of creativity then goal scoring ne form no osro say a couple players or more from this season kwekwa was en for Abrante friends Michael Olise ne performance this season osro Ireland SA2 Portugal and Shebi the last 2 games for Portugal our FIFA World Cup qualifiers no wabo 2-2 against Hungary Anna enwa wase lose 2-0 against Ireland. Men ko blame Portugal say Portugal team ne nyade. In a way, Ronaldo red card need me affect you mo. Enti ase wum. Bankwaku. Ireland confirm for Ireland credit in for mom. E pese me no di nkomo ki tu ebi wa. Football time ye bobo football. Ye wo di oye favorite. Se ne Portugal ne Ireland be si akan ya. E so clear say Portugal your favorite. But my cut time with that number say the fact say we your favorite na say automatically we win. Say what to turn your ya we benya results happy. Ireland for ni hu say omo ntimi ni Portugal mbie mu mbo. Ente wo see defend yi. So the first thing Ireland for ni en kwaku ye say ombe yusu ade e kan say boss protection. Football ye ka boss protection a defensive strategy a team no ebe yusu say omo penalty box no mo ma opponent en create chances bebre no mo ma opponent ni she goals e wo mo penalty box me na kind of boss protection so the first thing I mean who ye na say Ireland for your boss protection Portugal for attack here or Ronaldo or Joao Felix or Bernardo Silva or Vitinha or Joao Neves or mo fullbacks ne but more numbers definitely on be create on be to be o team nim enti yen protect your box no en no mo ye lose concentration yen lose the shape and your defensive balance yen lose. Kwaku first example, yabo how many minutes? Ireland 4 players do Ireland players do send a omo penalty box on 10. Where your first yam ko baby you
plus the goalkeeper.
Omo protect him for box no. Yeah. Mami the second example, 10 players so 3 minutes no. Mami second minutes. Where so you say?
Is still no omo protect each
second example, nipa 10. Yeah. Na mami last example because of time. But you say 9th minute.
Yeah, the same. All obia.
First 10 minutes. Every single Ireland player a protected boss. Any kind of boss protection. So your ball game ni no na Ireland for goalkeeper. Why just one save? Among Portugal ball just 5 shots on target. So the first thing you need to do is credit Ireland for how we protect your boss. And no money so to mean be Portugal form bo. And you really born a Portugal for neighbor meaning bebreno. Unbelievable space behind. Yan fa born into a mechi. Near you so quick attacking transition. Yan fan creative chances. Onim say Diogo Costa. And no ye 5 saves. Na enye Diogo Costa and commercial Portugal bebre.
Coach ni kind.
Oh,
what's never saying commercial Portugal bebre.
Bebre Diogo Costa ye 5 saves apart from 2 no conceding no. And almost say clinical. Enti enra de Ireland for nam de credit be bon mo.
Okay.
And Norway eshe 4-1 against Estonia. Kwaku Norway for no enra home lineup no. Ombo 2 top. Na eye Solot and Haaland. Uko Europe sesia. Country bakwa or strikers are omoma boss presence and a boss dominance. Norway for kaho. Solot na ho den pa yen inside the box. Haaland na ho den yen inside the box. And to 2 players are omoma boss dominance and a boss presence. And to the hiani say supplies in a bed ebeba. And they most likely say I am a ya for Italy. I am a ya.
Playoff.
I am a ya. And you most likely say no way be qualified.
Right. Big G.
Kwaku.
Yenantie.
Kwaku qualifiers in Barcelona. My men shall see from home na fe me share 1 or 2 stories be in a club football. France game no more boy, you know. Kylian Mbappe finally at me share 400 goals. 400 career goals Kwaku. Now, you beat Kylian Mbappe say does he think that he's among the best when it comes to goal scoring? At the time I watched the 400 goal. And Kylian Mbappe say you won't call for and I say you will be one of my watching 950 plus. Obi to watch 900 plus. Into no Kylian Mbappe there. Baby Ojina says he's thinking about getting like 400 more. And sana ye count more she goals kese. Ewo football more. Obetimi aka no aka ono ne ho e de aka ho bi. Eno ene ne target. It is good to Kylian Mbappe who say nkrofo bi won anim. Enti ate so ye adwuma no timi ka che sa nkrofo no. Eye pa. Bakwaku, the reality is that looking at the rate at which Kylian Mbappe she goals and in the age of war and the number of goals are washing no. Say injuries bebre ama na Kylian Mbappe say fit no ye consistent possibly the kind of throne Cristiano Ronaldo ni Lionel Messi atena so ache no Kylian Mbappe nso betimi akwa ascend this throne no after so mumienu ni honom kwaku Cristiano Ronaldo at the age of 26 to say Kylian Mbappe at this time na Cristiano Ronaldo with 213 career goals but then open one of the greatest goal scorers in history Cristiano Ronaldo has around 953. Lionel Messi at the age of 26 to say the Kylian Mbappe we are now Messi was 348 career goals. But over Kylian Mbappe age compared to this at this age Kylian Mbappe has goals at the Chaumumi Nuna Abra no more so no Kylian Mbappe. It is Mbappe to also at this pace and rate. No are consistent and you likely say again Cristiano Ronaldo ni Lionel Messi ayeno. Kylian Mbappe betimi ayebi. Kudos to him. That goal scoring form our pick from last season. Translate Yababe Rem this season or sans with the Rem with the boy the French national team. Na kwa ku player ba kwa enra France game no ho ye me nwanwa pa. Kylian Mbappe born homodin. Kwame aka Olise the kind of performance or dynasty. But one player that really surprised me was N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante ball our born in ra at the age of 34. N'Golo Kante any exactly 1 year since Onyane last game, if not for another game now, and the French national team. At the point, now N'Golo Kante kwampomum friend biom because the age kosro. Wakopiem was Saudi Arabia until gradually. Yeah, you know the free national team no more. Unfortunately for the French national team, Tramani also pick a very good form. And the French national team and so akwa. Aside eno onu ni nya available ntese so obi ba no ba be shem no si akan the French national team and I have to inside their friend N'Golo Kante and now look at the performance he gave Edema France, that dominance in the midfield Edema the French national team kwaku enra long balls and N'Golo Kante boy 100% long balls and N'Golo Kante body man the French national team. N'Golo Kante successful dribbles was 100%. On the ball the most passes on the field of play or completing 84 passes. ɛwɔ game ni mu ɔbɔ passes kyɛn obi a ɛwɔ park no so wɔ mfimfini hɔnom owie no ɔsan so de assist baako ɛde taatoɔ eti N'Golo Kante at the age of 84 ball I expect free nkurɔfoɔ bi hɔ a wɔn ntumi mmɔ mfa mma yɛn no ɛyɛ few players ɛna etimi nya this kind of age na wɔn a master class of a performance sɛ deɛ N'Golo Kante de baayɛ no and personally na me surprised with the kind of performance ɛkyerɛ me that saying ɛwɔ hɔnom sɛ form is temporal but class is permanent. N'Golo Kante is in a class of his own, and the performance against Ukraine prove here. Say he's that kind of player. Moving on, there are a lot of going reports. European media, and I said the media space in Europe, sir. Player friend is Rodrigo Goes. I bet person will be free Madrid because onya playing time. Na oya Rodrigo, and also Nyanu Rodrigo. May I sure say when he beje. Sakwada be free Real Madrid. Personally, it is not because the Real Madrid team no enti na me pesa Sakwada ni free o. But Sakwada na nkasa kai enti na me pesa free Real Madrid. Kwaku nipa mienu bi ko wia de on. Fruit no mu ko wia ye. Ba ku wia anka. Na ba ku wia kube. Na efuoru na be che omo. Efuoru na be che nipa mienu no so omo di bone but onye obi ahwe. Nemum fruit bi a wati bia no anase ade bi a wati bia no wa ma okwan na obeti wa wia enti de wate no onya ohwe nemum mene ne kofie de wate anka no try so obe mene ne de no because of future ne de nya de bi aso bia but the one na de wate kube ne start is wo so because onum se kube no eye den a wontimi mene da enti na che so no ne de papa de ben no de be ye no. This depend on medium home common. Me the situated player friend is Rodriguez. And after Rodrigo Goes and Vinicius Junior. Kwakusha ball of Vinicius Junior about the Real Madrid. Level or rise it to the extent that at a point no Ghana for Ballon d'Or. Ye ni pa umnimbo bo we ase pa miensa. Ye both Vinicius Junior din de ne ka ho. Say he's a good player e we ase. Even the Ballon d'Or Rodriguez put to date. There are a lot of people who feel that it was a stolen verdict. Nipa nanka de ne sefata ne say the man pa Vinicius Junior. That is the kind of level a player ne rise to. And Real Madrid bobo ko no sa branch no no rise to that level. Say ye wi aso mu ni bobo pa e bebo ni din dia ka ho no today. Aya den so obenya matches ni bia about Real Madrid bobo ko nim. A thought that will be all right, but there are problems and the kind of treatment I dey man no. And said that star player or Real Madrid bobo ko nim because and nipa wa be the go-to man dia ma Real Madrid Kylian Mbappe. Eti Vinicius Junior no a ono na bobo de chen Rodrigo mpo. Look at the kind of treatment the man wa Real Madrid bobo ko nim. Now how much more Rodrigo ono ne ba Madrid? Omo obo knew the status of a Vinicius Junior. That is nipa mienu no mko wi ade no. Vinicius Junior de na ya nka no. And Rodrigo de yekube no. Eti for me at this stage of the boy's career. Me pina nanka wa free Real Madrid bobo ko nim. Now, Ofi Madrid na hina oko. In command eba from the European media and they say there are 4 Premier League clubs omunya branch and the services omope. Teams 4. Tottenham, Manchester City, Chelsea and Arsenal. These 4 teams. First of all, I mention free Tottenham. You look at the Tottenham team with no disrespect. Baby Rodrigo abobo akwa kudu no. Oko Tottenham bobo ko mo benya biabo eyampa. But from Real Madrid, say unya club biakwa, say unya club time bi obey consistent in the Champions League. Obeba Champions League ni bi. Say ontimi nyimpo betimi de wa ben ho. Entimi fiu say Tottenham bobo ko no. Entimi offer sa de ne mfa Rodrigo Goes. Enti say me Rodrigo. Tottenham bi metwam e de free list nim. I am never going to join. Number 2, Manchester City. Me Rodrigo, I am not going to join Manchester City. With no disrespect to City. But the ain't men joining Manchester City and Pep Guardiola mpo kwaku say me you know anya dia me fa Rodrigo because Rodrigo favorite position na hefa the left wing. Nan saying Manchester City bobo ko no. So who player ba ko wa pagya wo Manchester City obo ball pa de mo a Jeremy Doku. Position be na Jeremy Doku bo. It is the left wing position. It is a Pep Guardiola as a coach. He decided so obeko no akwa fa Rodrigo de number so Messi kan fa Manchester City a. Oba be start here. Ebe hot the progress and performance of Jeremy Doku. And the kind of form of brand na peke. Any baller or bono. Rodrigo Goes has that kind of status. Our football mu change Doku. But Doku form this season is a better player this season than player friend say Rodrigo, because Rodrigo at Real Madrid onya bi momponi ehu de obetimi ayede abo club no. Enti Doku pejana o pejano. Me Pep Guardiola me nkonko fa another player mfa ne ma. Say ono ne mra me yi Doku mfiri ho. Na inside Doku progression and performance and the kind of form I want pick it. But anka Manchester City there, the kind of status a player they were consistently playing in the Champions League obey here as a club there. And City na your best team obey me offer the side there. But for the sake of Jeremy Doku, me Pep Guardiola me mfano. Now two teams are possible. Senka Kodani bet me joining a Chelsea near Arsenal. Or Chelsea Bobo now with no disrespect to any player. The Chelsea forward line in terms of status and class. Rodrigo Goes was through the chain any Chelsea player in the forward line. Say yes, Stivayo. Say yes, João Pedro. Say yes, player by Liam Delap. Gettins, Garnacho. Or was through the chain will be even Pedro Neto. The left flank of a Chelsea Bobo Kun Harmon Ebo. A Garnacho and Gettins. Or better me a boss our position up on here actually any of these two players. It is all joining Chelsea perfectly. A man that opportunity consistently obey your game living swabo. And then Arsenal to see a Bobo Kwa. That flank, our no so bono. Why the boss our flank name Martinelli? He is a better player than Martinelli. In terms of status, also the chain Martinelli. It's the clearly. So joining Arsenal Bobo Kono Swa, a bebo Abrantiano. I'm an etimies ya kind what's in the year. In the Chelsea, Arsenal, ever providing a game time now obey here to get to the best of form. Now you the Rodrigo and maybe near who Real Madrid Bobo Konim. But for City and then Tottenham there. Especially Manchester City. And can only the right place for the player. But me Pep Guardiola memfano based on the Jeremy Doku reasons and the former Jeremy Doku apeke. It will be few so bet you see any team. A branch anyway either Arsenal or Chelsea. No one peke back because Real Madrid Bobo Koni there clearly. Vinicius Junior Mpo. And I do no money. Now Rodrigo Goes. A better sa ko be free no be join the club at time bia obenya bia bokwaku.
Well, issue way